Hey, I'm James.
And I'm Caroline. We're bringing not one, but 2 cars to the SEMA show this year.
We have 8 weeks to get these cars ready and get them on a transport headed out west. But in order to get this done, we gotta stop talking
and get wrenching. When we originally put the Skullclops together, we had an LT1 motor donated to the cause. This is a great stock motor, but for performance upgrades, it really lacks the versatility that we need. Since we're planning to LS our race truck next year anyways, we decided to take its 383 stroker motor that we drove across country once before and give it a new home in the Skullclops engine bay, with some well-deserved upgrades. Now that it's out, it's time to give it a good cleaning since we neglected that task prior to dropping it in the race truck. I am so ready to take this nasty intake off. It's actually a cool intake, but it's just disgusting. I mean, look at that. Plus we have something way better.
That looks pretty clean.
Looks pretty healthy.
Yeah, it looks great actually.
I like it.
Pastor.
I like it. What in the Sam heck? I need that.
Is that paper towel or is that just old coolant?
That looks like old coolant to me.
Oh, good.
It's all like crystallized and nasty.
Nice.
Not as bad as the Charger, but
Well, this motor sat outside for like 3 years in that truck.
I'll take it. This isn't bad. There's a little bit in this one, but
I'm kind of anxious to see what's going on underneath the valve covers.
No, it's a good thing they're coming off. Finally.
Damn you, man! Damn that word! Damn that word, Alex!
Finally, I'll stop saying it.
No! You said it again!
Finally pointing it out.
Stop that!
I've been doing it long enough. Nobody's complained except for James. Can you do me a huge favor? Can you get the roll of paper towels over there so I don't get it all nasty?
No.
Perhaps. What the hell? So if you recall from the Skullclops video, we put one sniper kit on that LT1 motor, which was okay. But now that we have this here in our own shop and we have the capacity to really make it awesome, why don't we just do a 2x4 sniper setup instead? And look at how awesome this thing is. I'm so excited. It looks like everything lines up the way it should. This is a little off, but I think with a little bit of tweaking, cleaning, and of course gaskets, this will fit perfectly.
What we're doing is we're going to be painting the engine block, taped everything off that I don't want red, and I've cleaned the block really, really good. I've gotten rid of all the loose paint, the old orange paint that was on it. Let's get spraying and see if it turns out red.
While James was making that block look extra pretty, Alex and I got to removing the old Speedle interior. We're planning new seats, carpet, and even a roll cage. I spent a lot of time thinking about this interior when I first designed it, but over the last couple years, I have done nothing but think about how I can't wait to make it even better. Time to tear down that engine. Not gonna lie, this one hurt a little bit, but I'm just as excited to make this even better and cooler looking with some nice jewelry. Now that we have a good start on both engines, we need to assess the suspension and pull that LT1 out of the Skullclops. That all just wants to separate.
Yeah, this is just all going to come out. Oops. This whole piece is going to have to be remade.
Yeah.
Just to hold the lights.
I think it's just all glued.
Yeah, I think it's all made in.
It's not hitting this because this is all the way over there. Like all these lines and everything move that way as this turns like this. So the only thing it's hitting is a tire. When we get over to the other side, there's a little bit of rubbing on the driver's side tire. But when we get over here, this thing right here, this little edge, has been digging into the tire.
So I'm gonna ground that down at least and get it flush. And the only time it does is when we're fully keeled over and we're trying to do a donut. We're gonna do a lot of donuts in this car. More burnouts than donuts, but we're gonna do a few donuts. All this work and we're tearing it back apart. This is crazy, but we're gonna make it a lot better, right?
Better? Maybe.
This thing's gonna be a legit hot rod when we're done with it.
Oh, hot rod.
Yes.
Better wiring,
Yes.
better motor.
More power.
If the rest of the car holds up to it, it'll be better. If the rest of the car doesn't hold up to it, it's going to be a long, long trip.
But what I can't wait to do is a burnout in every single state we come in. We're driving through, we're gonna stop somewhere in every single state and we're gonna do a burnout. A big, gnarly, juicy burnout. Finger tight. Header bolt's always nice. First one I went to. Like I said, I put that side on. Caroline put this side on.
Yeah?
Okay. So, I'm waiting for her to throw something at me. What? I can hear what you're saying. La 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 la.
You should not tack weld your O2 sensor to your exhaust. You should just use an actual O2 bung, because then when you go to pull your header off or exhaust pipe or whatever, it doesn't come off without taking the O2 sensor with it. Or if you ever have to replace it, you have to cut it out. So just weld an O2 bung in there, you'll be just fine.
You know, the cool thing is I can't take these off while it's on the wood. I'm gonna have to get on my back with 2 jack stands on the front of this thing to get these headers out, because the lift arm is in the way. Yeah, we toasted the Speedo cable. And the crazy thing is it was working, but it is just, we did a number on that. That'll have to be replaced. The cool thing is the Speedo does work in the car, and that's something that we can work with. We just got to put a cable on it. All the bolts are taken out of the transmission. The motor mount bolts are out. Everything is disconnected from the chassis. So really I should be able to just apply a little pressure to this engine and lifting it out, and it should just separate pretty easily. Little massage. I left the ground wire on. While it's up in the air, I need these motor mounts off here. They're brand new, so they'll fit right on the 383. And that'll keep us from having to buy new ones. Pretty much our motor out of the race truck is going to slap right into the Skullclops. Now I'm going to pull the transmission, send that off, and get it rebuilt so we don't have any issues with it on the way home. Caroline did a really good job when we were in California of pressure washing this completely clean of all the dirt and grime and crap. But all this rusty water you see, that's from the first time we overheated it, and then we overheated it like 2 or 3 more times after that, which what you're seeing is the mess we've made by driving it around. This is all power steering coming out of this reservoir and these lines that I had to disconnect. And then we also had leaky lines here because, you know, of course, that's while you're out in California, you don't have a lot of tools and you don't have a lot of supplies. That's what you do to hook a transmission up. I'm gonna make solid lines all the way back to the transmission to the radiator, so we will get rid of the weak link there. So when we're doing burnouts and stuff like that, the pressure won't get too much and leak like it has been doing. Look at this jewel. That's what I spent 3 hours making. Well, not 3, 2 hours making while we were in California. I love how square it is. It's custom. Now it's scrap iron. Of course, after we spent all that time making that thing, we found the correct mount. It was buried in the bottom of one of the boxes. Let's see if we can get this transmission out. We got a lot of work to do. I don't know how we're gonna get it done, but somehow we always seem to find a way.
At this point, I really only feel like all I'm accomplishing is taking everything apart. But I do have to bring myself back to the rational understanding that I have to have this car stripped for all of the fabrication, paint, and changes that I want to be made. But the exciting part is that we get to build something I have wanted in the Speedle forever, a roll bar. This is much more of what you would call a show cage, but it is still functional for what I'll do with it for now. We have it all mocked up and cut to the size we need. Now it's time to weld it in. But you're just gonna have to wait and stay tuned for the next video where I weld, install, and paint the cage.